Once Swami Vivekananda ji really said very well that education is the manifestation of the perfection already in man. And that line hits harder today than ever before. Because in the world where everyone is collecting degrees, the real question is no longer who is studying. The real question is who is becoming ready, who is becoming employable, and who is becoming confident. Also, who is becoming industry ready. And that's all is about our today's conversation. So, welcome to the conversation table. It is a new energy. Today, we are talking about Invertis University, its CRC department, that is Corporate Resource Center, and the initiatives being taken for the internships and placements at the CRC department. And hello, this is your host for the moment, Ansh Pratap Singh, a BAJMC, that is Bachelor's of Arts in Journalism and Mass Communication, third year student at Invertis University. And today, we are joined with someone who is actively shaping the CRC department, the placements, the internships, and all the jobs for the students. Today, please welcome our special guest, Mr. Abhisheak Gangwar, sir. Welcome, sir.
Thank you so much, Ansh, for having me here.
How is you and how is the vibe, sir?
I'm as fit as fiddle and feeling that energy inside me, as usual.
Sure, sir. So, let me also tell you about why is he with us today. So, he's Senior Training Placement Officer at Invertis University, where he leads placement strategy across 14 schools, works at intersection of talent readiness, corporate partnerships, and hiring outcomes. He is also a member of institution's Innovation Council, contributing to innovation governance, Center of Excellence industry ecosystem building, and skill development. In his current role, he has organized job fairs, seminars, workshops that have connected more than 300 employees with over 1500 candidates, leading to over 400 job placements. Along with this, he is managing more than 20 training programs across the university, benefiting over 6,000 students. He brings strong experience in placement training, strategy, industry collaboration, employability development, and campus recruitment execution. So I want to ask you first that, as we know that the higher education landscape is highly competitive and placements can make or break an institution's reputation. When you step into the Invertis University to take charge of both training as well as placement, what is the immediate shift you bring to the table?
Well, Ansh, thank you so much for having me here. Before we dive into the conversation, I would just love to tell everybody that this is the best platform to acknowledge the efforts of training and placement officers, those who are working in the Corporate Resource Center and the career development cell of any university across the globe or across the country. So, this is something, and I'm going to love this conversation a lot. So, talking about your question that you have asked, what steps, what are the initiatives which I take right when I join any university? So, honestly speaking, there isn't any magic that I create on day one, because, it is very next to impossible that if somebody is joining the university on day one and that person can change the placement trajectory from day one, it is not possible at all. But there are few things that I always, love to do from day one, and that is the intent. That is the mindset of the students, mindset of the Corporate Resource Center, mindset of the people, those who are working as a team. So I always try to work with the ecosystem mindset rather than working as a job hunting mindset. It's very important for us to understand. Let's suppose today we are working as a team, and there are 10 to 15 members in my team, and they all are working very aggressively. They are figuring what are the job opportunities available for the students. Today they have got somewhere around 100 or 200 profiles in a day, and tomorrow we don't even know whether those profiles will be available in the market or not. So in that case, this generation, it gets motivated very fast and it gets demotivated very fast, right? So it's better to work within the ecosystem rather than working as a job hunting mindset, right? Where we are just trying to figure it out what are the best possible solution available for the students. And I have observed that most of the institution, they actually train, this training and placement department as two different verticals. They rarely talk to each other. People, those who are working in the Corporate Resource Center, very rarely they interact with the people, those who are working in the training team. But I believe I should always minimize that gap from the day one. This is something that I try to keep in my system, right? Because if both of the teams are connecting with each other on the regular basis, then what are the feedbacks that we are collecting from the recruiters? We can immediately share the same with the training team so that they can start working on the students, right? And this feedback is really important. My philosophy is very simple. I do not look this placement readiness as a final year crash course, right? It has to be start from day one. The moment when a student steps into the Invertis University or any university, I mean, we should start working on the personality of a student. I mean, first year student is very new to us, right? He or she has to understand a lot of things. What is placement and how do we need to prepare ourselves for the placement? So in that case, I just try to build that ecosystem. This is something which is very important, and I believe that any university shouldn't chase the companies. I mean, they should prepare their students so that they can attract the companies. They can actually, throw the students in the market where recruiters should hire the candidate by just looking at that particular candidate. So this is something that I try to keep from day one in my system.
Okay, sir.
Yes.
So, and does that mean that the CRC department is in another training department rather than other than their particular departments?
No. I mean, we can't say that CRC take care of the trainings completely, or we take care of the placements completely. We are just trying to bridge the gap between industry and students. So people, those who are working at corporate resource center, they connect with the recruiters, they connect with the vice presidents, they connect with the CHROs, they collect their requirements. What are the requirements that they are getting here, right? So in that case, again, they can come to the training team and they can make them understand these are the things which are required in the market. These are the trending things. So accordingly, training team can work on that particular portion. They can train the students and they can make them employable. So we work as a bridge between academics and the corporate world. We're not only taking care, I'm specifically talking about the Invertis University. We are not only taking care of the trainings, we are not only taking care of the placements. We take care of both of the things on the same level. So this is something that we do here.
So simply we can say that the CRC department is making the students corporate ready and their particular departments are making them academically strong.
Absolutely correct.
So let's move to the next. As you handle training across all domains from technical branches to management and creative fields too, how do you ensure that students are not just theoretically sound but actually carry the executive pressure needed to clear high stakes interviews?
All right. I mean, this is something which is very important, and this question, students can very relate the answer of the question. I believe that in today's corporate arena, technical capability gets you through the door, but the executive presence actually closes that deal. A student might be a good coder, or maybe a good financial analyst, or maybe a good business analyst, but if a student cannot articulate under pressure, the student is left behind, correct? So in that case, the Invertis University, we are taking a lot of initiatives just to prepare our students in the same way. I ensure that the bond of training team and the placement team, it should be very synchronized, correct? Because technical team always make you capable enough to crack the technical round of that particular placement process, and the soft skills team, they always ensure that you are 100% interview ready, correct? Because the way you have to answer the question, the way you have to tackle the question, what is the interview pressure? Just few days back, I was dealing with one of my session, students were there. So I asked, do you know what is this interview pressure? So most of the students we do not feel very confident when we interact with someone with whom we never met, right? So this is the first conversation and we have to perform with all our potential. So at that time I said, these are some external factors, right? Obviously these factors will be there. But there is one thing that you can enhance in yourself. If HR is asking 10 questions to you in that interview process, and you know very well how to answer 2 questions out of 10. So the moment when you will answer those 2 questions, your body language will completely change because you know the answer, right? You will feel confident. You will answer the question. You know everything about that particular segment. But the major pressure comes when you have to deal with those 8 questions. You do not have any idea how to answer those 8 questions, right? And that is the interview pressure. And where comes your real personality? How you gonna articulate the things? How you gonna behave under pressure? Because interview answers will always, make you calm, cool. This is something which recruiter wants us to be in the interview. Not all the time we have to be energetic. This is the human character, right? We cannot change or we cannot, shift the things in just fraction of seconds. It comes with the practice. So here at Invertis University, we have hired a training team. There are 46 trainers available in the university all the time. So if you have any doubt, you just name the technology, trainer will be available here in this university. This is the best advantage that we are giving, and we are synchronizing the activity of training team along with the soft skills team. And here we at CRC, we take care of the things which are required for the students. I already told you, we collect the feedbacks, we share the same with the team, and then they start working on the students so that the student should be ready enough. Every body is dependent on the other body, correct? Because we all have to work in a team, we all have to perform the way students are expecting us to perform, because they also have some expectation from us. We will introduce some big brands on the board, we will make them place in some good brands. So obviously, you are a student, so you also would love to get placed in some big organization, or maybe the organization that you have dreamed of. So this is the fascinating dream that every parent or every kid dreams. So this is how we generally try to keep the things in the system, and we assure that the student should be corporate ready and academic ready. We have well qualified professors with us who always ensures that our student should be academically sound, and other these two teams, they take care. They should perform better at the time of placement process.
Sure, sir. So in the row, I want to ask you next, as every placement cell sends email and reaches out to HR professionals on LinkedIn, what are your unique, unconventional strategies that actually cut through the corporate noise and get premium brands on the campus?
Okay, so you are talking about the unique strategies which are being followed by Corporate Resource Center of Invertis University.
I want to know the secrets of CRC.
Okay. By any chance, are you going to join any Corporate Resource Center of any campus?
No, sir. No, I'm just generally asking.
No, honestly speaking, there isn't any particular strategy that we follow, but yes, there are a lot of strategies. We just need to change the strategy according to the market shift, right? There isn't any fixed strategy that we follow today, and we don't even know whether this strategy will be applicable for tomorrow or not. So what I believe, that if you are playing standard placement games of cold calling and mass recruiters, you are already losing it. I don't rely on the generic corporate outreach. I try to build the strategic corporate partnership with the organizations. I have one strategy, I call it the reverse engineering, right?
Yeah.
In the initial days, I try to connect with the premium organizations, those who are offering good packages to the students. And obviously, when students want to appear in the placement process, they want some good brands on the board, right? So they just want them that there should be 50 LPA, 40 LPA, 60 LPA, or maybe 70 LPA.
That's a huge stuff.
Honestly speaking, there isn't any particular strategy. Let's suppose if we are today we are following one strategy to execute our campus placement drive, so to call the company here in the campus. We don't even know that strategy will work out for tomorrow or maybe day after tomorrow. So every single day is different in Corporate Resource Center. We deal with a lot of challenges every single day. So, but yes, there are a lot of things that we do. We get involved in a lot of exercise. We sit in the CRC for long hours. We, complete a lot of exercise. But still, if you are playing standard placement games of cold calling or mass recruiters, you are already losing, right? I don't rely on the generic placement process. I don't rely on the generic, connections with the recruiters. I always try to build the partnership with my recruiters. I always try to build the partnership with my recruiters where they are providing the opportunities to us, correct? So in that case, my strategy is very simple. Initially, I try to onboard the organizations, premium organizations which are offering 40 LPA, 50 LPA, maybe more than that. In that case, students will also feel very motivated that they are getting such good brands, in the campus placement process. But when the market shifts, when the hiring hits the wall, in that case, it's very important for us to understand that every single strategy won't work out. We generally try to connect with the high growing startups. We just try to connect with the multinational companies. We try to connect with the premium growth organizations.
Are there any strategies or secrets that you can share us?
Not exactly, there isn't any secret, but yes, I told you that I build a partnership with the recruiter. Let's suppose today you are a recruiter and I'm connecting with you at any point of time in a day, and that time you are already occupied with a lot of your own stuff. Will you really entertain me? No, because that work is really important for you. Unless you won't see a win-win situation in that collaboration, you won't entertain me, correct?
Yes.
So we are the factory. We consider this university as a factory where we are training the students, correct? and these trained employees, obviously these are going to be the part of your organization, so you should look at those students as your future asset, correct?
Sure,
So in that case, generally this is the win-win situation for students and for the recruiters and for the university as well. But I always believe that if we are sharing a good bond with the organizations, where we are asking them to share the syllabus with us, I mean, we are giving the pre-trained candidates to you. You need not to invest a lot of time or maybe money to just to train them and to make them capable enough to run your projects in the organization. So in that case, we collect the syllabus, we collect the recent trends and technologies on which company is already working. We connect with the training team of that particular organization and we ask our training team to sit with those people, right? In that case, whatever technologies they want our students to be trained on, we generally club that particular technology in our academics by, we generally do not disturb the academics, but in the addition to make our students more employable or more capable, we try to add those things and then we train our students just to make them place or just to industry ready. Because HR, when they come to our campus, I do not want them to run a test here in the campus to evaluate my candidate, because these candidates have already gone through a lot of training sessions. They have already been evaluated on a lot of parameters. So in that case, yes, if they are already trained, HR, they can minimize the time. They need not to invest a lot of time to execute one simple campus placement drive, and this will be the smooth process. So there isn't any specific strategy. It gets changed day to day or organization to organization or company to company. For management students, it will be completely changed. For tech students, it will be completely changed. For fashion design, for JMC, for every department, the strategy to connect with the recruiters will be changed. We cannot follow the same template to reach out our recruiters. So yes, this is something that we try to keep in our ecosystem.
Simply we can say that you provide the question paper that the students only need to fill the answers.
Not exactly question paper, Ansh. Here is something that I would like to correct.
Yes, sir.
If we are providing the question paper, we are actually making our students handicapped, right? Because if let's suppose something is coming out of the question paper, they won't be able to answer that, right? So in that case, my strategy is to train my students for next 10 years, for next 20 years. We don't even know how market is going to behave after 5 years. So if I'm going to provide the question paper to my student, will that candidate survive in the market after 5 years? No. We train the personality. We make them capable enough, irrespective of the situation. You can tackle any situation. We don't only work on the academics, we work on your personality. So we don't provide the question paper, but we provide the strategy to tackle with some unexpected situation or some unwanted situation.
Thank you so much, sir, for that much work that you do for us being a student. And next in the row, as market conditions are not always perfect, we know all. We see hiring freezes, industry shifts and economic downturns. And how do you keep the placement momentum alive when external conditions get tough?
Okay, I mean, this is a very obvious thing. You would have seen in last 5 years, you cannot predict the market. Every single day it is getting changed, right? I mean, in last 4 semesters, the companies which were hiring for the bigger packages, they have also, reduced or decreased their amount of CTC that they are offering to the students. So yes, market is getting changed. But I believe that true leadership isn't measured when the market is booming. It is actually tested when the market hits the wall. I mean, when traditional mass hiring is completely shut off, in that case, the big placement cell, I mean, they get panic, right? They have no clue how to deal with some certain situation. But in the same time, these strong leaders, they come out with their potential, how they need to connect with the recruiters, how they need to, bring the strategy on the table just to ensure that our students should get the right strategy on the table, right? So in that case, it is, it's very simple. Connecting with the organizations who are growing nowadays, because I believe that every organization has a potential. If organization is giving a good future to my student, I generally don't feel anything that I shouldn't entertain this organization. I entertain everyone. I mean, this is something that I have learned it from my management of Invertis University. You should give a chance to every single person who is working here at Invertis University. So this is really important thing that I want everybody to understand. Most of the high growing company or maybe small scale company or medium scale company, nowadays these companies are getting overlooked by some top universities, because everybody wants to onboard some good brands on the board. They want to invite Google, they want to invite Meta,
Facebook,
they want to
Meta.
invite a lot of premium organization. But here in this case, what if those organizations are not offering the profile because it is their requirement? If they do not have a lot of requirements, they cannot come to the campus for the campus hiring. In such case, we generally try to connect with these some small scale companies and medium scale companies, just to ensure that we are giving you the right candidate and right skills, right? In that case, obviously, I mean, it is a win-win situation for both of the parties. Companies, those who are getting overlooked by the top universities, they are also getting a chance to get some good students, to get some pre-trained students, just to onboard them or to make them capable enough to work in their organization and to provide the better opportunities in the field. So this is very simple process. But yes, I mean, it varies, it depends how we are going to tackle with that situation, because corporate world, we cannot predict what is going to be happen. By the time we are sitting here and having a cup of coffee and we are going out, and the time when we are coming back again for the discussion, maybe the job description, maybe the job you have applied in the previous moment is completely changed. So this is how corporate world is changing. So the strategies will also get changed according the world want us to change it, right? So it happens.
So sir, can I say that the CRC looks for win-win situations?
Yes, I mean, this is our responsibility, not exactly the win-win situation, but if we can think that we are working, we are transforming the life of thousands of students, those who are looking at us. So we generally get the energy. We generally get the energy to just, ensure that our students should get the right opportunity all the time.
Sure, sir. So as you manage placements across a massive, diverse spectrum of courses, for example, I can say BTech, MBA, BBA, BCA, JMC, Biotech, Pharma, Management, there are many. So how do you maintain an elite level of delivery across such wildly different domains?
All right. Yes, I mean, Invertis University is a multidisciplinary university, right? We have 14 different departments. We have more than 60 courses available in all departments. And it is also true. I mean, you said it right. We cannot use a single template for all the multidisciplinary, university or maybe branches. I mean, we just need to be very specific when we are interacting with the department. The hiring vocabulary, it is completely different of a law firm if we are, comparing it from the fashion design. And if we are comparing from fashion design to the technical field, it is completely different. So in that case, we just need to be very specific when we are connecting with the recruiters to invite them to hire candidates of a single department. So in that case, I generally sit with my team. We have Mr. Vineet Nehra sir, Director CRC, we all are working in his supervision. We have Mr. Chandrasekhar sir. So we all sit together. We generally divide this task into manageable chunks, right? This is something that makes us unique from other universities. We do not work as, independent unit. I mean, obviously we work, but when it comes to the teamwork, we all share, our inputs, we all share our knowledge, what exactly going on in the industry, and we share it with each other, so that, let's suppose if you are connecting with one person, so I should not, waste my time to connect with the same person from the corporate. I can connect with some other person. In that case, I generally follow some different templates to connect with the different recruiters to invite them for the campus placement process. And if there is one thing that always makes us unique, if this organization, they require some domain specific portfolio, then we build these domain specific portfolio. If somebody is asking us to change the entire thing, it is very difficult for us to change, but still we generally welcome their inputs. We try to add those things in our syllabus or in our academics as much as we can do, because this is something that gives the assurance to my recruiter that whatever requirements that they have in their bucket, at some point of time or somewhere in the Bareilly, students are getting trained on certain technologies, because they are getting this assurance from the corporate resource center that anyways, I have to sit very calmly because somebody is taking care of my future assets. So this is, I mean, we always try to take care here.
Thank you so much, sir, for taking our responsibility. That is actually ours, but you are doing for us.
Well, I'm not taking your responsibility. It is you who has to take your responsibility. But anyways, I can just provide you the path or maybe the guidelines that it will look more easy for you when you are looking to get some good exposure from the market.
Sure, sir. So in the row we have next, when an institution bring you on board, what is the long-term transformation they see in their overall brand value?
Well, how to answer it? They generally
As you
look their degrees, turning into the currency. This is something that I believe.
Ultimately, we all need money.
Right, not money, but you just need a good future. If you have a good future, obviously the money will chase you, correct?
For sure.
So this is very important for us to understand. When somebody joins the university, I'm not just talking about me. So what is my perspective? How do I look at the market in that case? Our institutions real equity is directly tied to the success and the return of investment. I generally work on the ROI part. If organization is investing something in the students, or parents are investing something just to make their kids successful, in that case we should look at the bigger picture, 10 years, 20 years or 30 years. If we are looking at one semester picture, it won't work at all, right? What if after one semester that strategy is not going to be applicable? Again, we just need to work it out. Again, we just need to waste a lot of time, or maybe we just need to sit for long hours to replan everything. So in that case, if you have a plan A, plan B and plan C, even if plan A is not working for us, we can immediately shift for the plan B, and plan B is not working, then we can go with the plan C. So there should always be the backup plan. And when I join any university, I try to work on the root of that particular tree, correct? We have a lot of if we are talking about the university, we have a lot of departments. I do not try to change anything from day one, because the existing system is also giving us some outcomes. I just need to figure it out, where is the problem. If you can identify the problem and if you can start working on the solution of that problem, so that is something that makes you unique. On the day one, if you're trying to change this thing, that thing, and you're changing the entire system, this won't give you any solution. People, those who are working with that existing system, they will be in the discomfortable position, correct? They won't be able to understand how they need to perform in the coming days. So I just try to understand what are the challenges that they face, how they are connecting with the people, and what are the other initiatives which are being taken just to ensure that our students are getting the right opportunities. I interact with the people. I try to conduct the meetings as much as I can do, not just because I love the meeting, just because I love to interact with them. I love to understand their psychology as well, so that we can come on the same pace. Because this is the best way to work as a team. We have to work individually, but we have to work as a team as well. This is really important to understand the ownership of our responsibilities, right? So if we are taking the ownership of our responsibility, things become very easy for us. I know what I have to do in the coming days. I know what is my responsibility throughout the day. If my colleague is also knowing about these responsibilities, the entire department will run very smoothly. This is something that CRC takes care of, all the things.
Okay. So thank you so much, sir. And let's move to the next. As the CRC department, the Corporate Resource Center is a high pressure environment with relentless deadlines. How do you lead your team to execute at this level without losing momentum?
Okay, so here we are talking about leading a team. So we have Director CRC, Mr. Vineet Nehna sir. So he is the powerhouse of Corporate Resource Center. We all sit together. It doesn't mean that I don't feel that I am working in somebody's supervision. Obviously, it is my gratitude. My exposure that I'm working under supervision of him. But he doesn't treat us like a junior. He has a very a transparent environment. So he, or maybe the Corporate Resource Center, we run with the absolute transparency. We run with the high accountability in the extreme clarity. CRC doesn't believe in the micromanagement. We believe in the empowering people who share a vision. Every team member knows their target. We know what are the targets that we have set it for us. And there is one thing that every individual works with that particular statement. We do not compromise with the standard, right? If somebody is compromising with the standard, which means that that person is actually compromising with the real personality of that particular person, right? So here we negotiate. Obviously the negotiation part will be there when it comes to the CTC, when it comes to the any other factor. But when we are talking about the working environment of corporate resource center, it is very chill. I mean, we love to celebrate every single win. We tackle a lot of situations where we generally don't want to be there, but this is our responsibility. We face and we happily face. There are two ways to deal one problem. Either we can tackle that situation under high pressure, or we can deal with that situation with some smile, with some happy faces, right? So this is our way to deal with any situation. This is our way to work as a team. And again, if you know your responsibility, I know my responsibility, in that case things become very easy, not for the team who is working with you, but for the entire ecosystem.
Sure, sir. Let's move to the next, and let's talk about some AI. With artificial intelligence and automation shifting the workplace daily, and how are you ensuring that the training you provide today keeps students employable for the next decades?
By birth I am a millennial, but by mind I'm a Gen Z. So actually I'm loving this AI wala portion, right? I love to work on AI. Out of my 12 hours, 12 hours, 30 hours of main working hours, most of the time I try to sit with any of the software tool and try to enhance my skill set, because I also have to work with the Gen Zs in the coming days, correct? So if I am unable to match their frequency, match their working style, so I won't be able to cooperate with all those people. So in that case, and when it comes to the corporate resource center, how AI is helping us. Earlier we were just taking the assessment of our students. So there was one simple pattern. We were just asking them to appear in the assessment, and we were evaluating their progress on the manual reports. But AI has made our work very easy, right? So we can track the progress of students by using some artificial intelligence or maybe some software tools. If you have applied for 10 organizations, for 20 organizations, we can give you that report, your progress report, in fraction of seconds. This is something that is saving our time. The time which we were investing just to do this manual work, we are actually using it to bring the more opportunities to the campus. We are using a lot of software tools. We are associated, we are collaborating with some AI industries, where we can get some technology by which we can minimize the time, we can work upon the progress report, we can track the students report, and that is helpful for the students as well. They are actually getting their feedback from the artificial intelligence. Otherwise they just need to sit with someone who can give them the feedback and to work, to ask them to work upon their skill set. And this is really important thing, just to understand the use of AI. But there is one more thing. We cannot treat AI as our master. I mean, it should be our good servant, but not the bad master. We should know how to use the AI. We cannot ask the AI to run our thoughts.
We always get dependent on it.
Right. So critical thinking is very important. That human touch in every single thing is required. Even if AI, is changing, it is already changing. If it comes with the advanced version, right? So then also that critical thinking and human touch will always be there. That is something cannot be replaced by any artificial intelligence or any technology. That the human touch, right? It has to be there in the system. That's it.
Sure, sir. And now I want to shift the whole conversation to something personal. So, as given the level of responsibility you handle, what keeps you steady, confident and focused when challenges arise?
Okay, so this is quite personal, right?
Yes.
Well, my confidence doesn't depend on the external validations, right? I know very well, if I do this thing, I am the best in what I do. I always say this statement to my student. If you are working with this attitude that you are best in what you do, the things are going to be very easy for it, right? So it is actually very important for us to understand. Nowadays, students are getting motivated very fast, right? Nobody is letting them know where to stop. Correct, because this is the Gen Z or Gen Alpha generation. Everybody is teaching them, and I also try to see myself in that generation. But still, you just need some calm, you just need some composure. And my way of dealing with the problem is slightly different. I generally try to look at the problem from both perspective, from the millennial perspective and from the Gen Z perspective. So that is something that I always try to channelize my energy in the same way. And there is one thing that always motivates me a lot. If I'm working on a desk job, right? So I won't be able to motivate myself. But the time when we are humans, right? So by the end of the day, or maybe at some point of time in a day, we feel very demotivated. There could be
Yes.
any reason, but at that time when I look at my students, because I am responsible to transform the life of thousands of students, I'm in the energy shifts, right? So this is something that always thrive me, just to work with my passion, just to work with my enthusiasm and the full energy. And this is how I deal in my personal life as well. People will come, people will go. I mean, you just need to work with your own pace. You just need to work on your personality. You need to work on your betterment. And if you're working on you, you're working for someone else as well.
That's really great, sir. And I also want to mention something for our viewers, that as sir mentioned, that I always say that I am the best. Everyone, each and every person in this world, in this whole world, must say to ourselves that I am the best. I can do it, I will do it, and God is always with me. And today is my day, and I am the best. And sir, we have come to an end of the whole interview. So I would like to request you for giving us, all of us, a piece of advice, your golden words that you can share with us for our betterment, for making us employable and that much great that we can achieve anything in our life.
All right, so the one piece of advice that I would love to give to my students, those who are watching this podcast, not from Invertis University, but across the globe, across the nation, that I just want you to figure it out what is the best thing for you, right? So if you are not identifying your potential, if you are not identifying, you are just looking at the trending things which are going in the market, and just to follow, just to chase those things, you are changing your mindset every single day. So that is not going to work out, correct? You just need to identify what is the good thing for you, and if you are unable to figure it out, you just need to sit with someone else, right? So that person can actually help you. This analysis, this exercise is really important, because in this world everybody can, I mean, most of the people, they can scroll a lot of Instagram videos, they can come on the Instagram, they can watch the reels, but when it comes to the self-assessment, we generally try to avoid it. So this self-assessment is really important, because if you really want to grow in your life, if you really want to be a successful person in your life, you just need to do that self-assessment, and accordingly you need to prioritize your things, because we generally get involved in a lot of things at the same time, but you need to identify what is the most important thing at the same time that you are performing, correct? And accordingly you can prioritize the rest of the things. So if you know how to prioritize, things are going to be really easy for you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. These are really wonderful lines. And that's all about our today's conversation. We will meet you again with a new topic, a new personality, and a new energy. Thank you so much.